So I'm sitting here in my storage unit where I keep the boat, and I was thinking about my trip to the Outer Banks yesterday, because this is way less pretty. I mean, like, check this out. Look at what's going on right now. So today I came to check on my boat after a big rain yesterday, and I had literally that entire inside was full of water. It's been draining for like 30 minutes and it's still not done. It is an absolute train wreck. An absolute train wreck. So this is not the way I wanted to spend part of my day, but sometimes that happens. And so it reminded me of an apology that I need to make to all of you who are connected with me on social media. So yesterday I posted this picture on social media, and the picture was like titled or whatever. The status update said something like, "There's nothing better than to run on the beach in the morning," or something like that. I don't remember, whatever it said. You saw what it said. And what it doesn't show is what happened exactly after that. And so what actually happened was I took the picture, I posted it, and then I started walking out onto the sand, and I realized the sand was like crazy soft, which the sand in the Outer Banks is always really soft. And I started to run, and for about the first 3 or 4 steps it was okay, and then I started sinking down, like my entire shoe was being covered by the sand, which is obviously really hard to run in. Within the first like 40 or 50 steps, it looked more like a limp than a run, and it just wasn't pretty. Well, about another 50 steps later, it looked a lot more like a grandma like stride that you see like when grandmas like go work out in the mall. Like they walk through the mall with like that weird awkward like strong walk. Like I look like I literally was on the beach in like my Keds trying to get my grandma workout on. And within like 300 yards, my run was over. I was toast, I was tired, my shoes were full of sand, and it was just not pretty. It wasn't good. And so I just went for a walk on the beach. But when I was walking, I was thinking that, like, gosh, you know, I sort of lied to every single person that I'm connected with online, because I made it look like that I had this like awesome, glamorous, great workout on the beach, when in reality, it was an absolute train wreck. And so what it reminded me of was how not real sometimes social media can be. Like, social media typically only shows the best parts of us. It doesn't show the worst version of our day or the worst version of ourselves, unless we start talking about politics, and then we see the worst version of people all the time. But you know, it reminded me to not compare my reality with other people's highlight reels, and how unimportant, you know, comparing myself to people online is, and also how hard that is. You know, like if you would have just seen that post, you would have thought that I had like this great morning, when in reality I had like the worst run I've had in years. And in contrast, you know, I think about a great run that I had last week. I had this amazing run. I was in Raleigh. I was running down the street that my wife typically drives down to pick up my daughter, and it was time for her to drive down and pick up my daughter. And so I'm running, and I know that at some point she's going to pass me, right? I know that at some point she's going to pass. And so I want to look strong. I want to look like I'm having a good run. And so for whatever reason, I was running thinking that there was a possibility that she was driving up behind me and seeing me run. And it just so happened that particular run ended up being the best 5K that I've had in 3 years. It was the best time. And for me, I'm not a fast runner. I was built for more comfort than speed. But for me, that means about a 9-minute mile for, you know, 3.1, 3.2 miles of 5K, which for me is really darn fast. And it reminded me about how much my wife makes me want to be better. She makes me want to be a better person, a better dad, a better husband, a better athlete, a better businessman. She just, in general, she makes me want to be a better human being. And you know, I think that those are people that we should put ourselves around more often. We should put ourselves around people who make us want to be better, not because we're looking for their acceptance. The truth is that my wife would have accepted me if she saw me like with my hands on my knees halfway through my run, huffing and puffing. She wouldn't have cared. She may have clowned me a little bit, but she wouldn't have cared. It wouldn't have changed how she felt about me or what she thought about me. But I wanted to be better because I want to be the best that I can be for the people that I really care an awful lot about and the people that I love the most. And so I started thinking, like, how can I get more of those people in my life? Like, how can I work with more people that make me want to be better? How can I be around friends that make me want to be better? You know, how can I be around my wife more? Because, gosh, she really makes me want to be better. I think about that with my daughter. My behavior is always better when I'm around my daughter because I want to be the best version of myself, and I want to represent that to her and to those people. So, you know, the two things that I got from those two runs, number one is to not compare my reality with other people's highlight reels, because Facebook will lie to you. And the second thing is find every opportunity you can to put people around you and get closer to people that you know make you want to be a better human being. And I think if you do those two things, you'll find less stress and you'll find an overall better quality of life.